everyone. I'm Jiajing. My thesis is a drug and symptom diary for elderly patients. But first, let me tell you how I got here. This is me and my grandma. I was raised by her. We were very close. She's over 90 years old now. She's a walking pharmacy. And a year ago, it nearly killed her. In last July, my grandma was hospitalized for an episode of extreme sleepiness, weakness, and confusion. She found that her cardiologist doubled the dose of her heart disease medication. This caused a fast drop in blood pressure and leaving her completely disoriented and unable to stand or sit up. This result shocked me, and I just realized that over-medication of the elderly is an all too common problem. I'm not the only grandkid to experience this kind of accident. In China, the elderly over 65 years old, almost 80% of them have heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and other chronic diseases. More than 40% of them take 5 or more medications. And each year, about 1/3 of them experience a serious adverse effect, like a bone-breaking fall, disorientation, even heart failure. 16% of the Chinese population is the elderly, which means 27 million elderly people are experiencing adverse drug reaction. This statistic is surprising, but true. I feel very regretful. If I could have helped my grandma organize all her medication before, that accident wouldn't have happened. So how can I prevent these things from happening to other elderly patients? My goal is to create a tool which will help young family members to work with their grandparents with multiple chronic diseases to better understand their medications. So why young family members? Because they are their close, informal caregivers who learn things fast and also care about their grandparents' health. Besides, complete medication and supplement information is so important for doctors' decisions. A new prescription without knowing other medications or even daily health products can lead to adverse drug reaction or simply be ineffective. Each senior should always have a current diary of their medications on them at all times. So my intervention is a workshop for young family members who want to learn more about health knowledge for their grandparents and meet for new friends. The workshop is hosted by a social community. With that workshop, young family members will get a tool to help elderly patients to organize their formal medication history. That tool will also help doctors to make better decisions for elderly patients. So first, how can I get the young generation involved? The interesting in Chinese culture, we think family is the most important thing. So most people want to meet new friends who would also treat their families well. I partnership with Thoughtful Single Wang. It is a large community that organizes and posts news and events through Chinese main social media, which is WeChat. The Thoughtful Single Wang is a community for those who want to meet someone with a common personality or interest. We designed an offline event together called To Find the One with the Same Beautiful Mind. This event provided people with a chance to meet others who also think that taking good care of their families is an important part of their lives. The event was hosted by the Thoughtful Single One. I met Yao during this event. She's 27 and works in a big corporation. She's from a single-parent family, and the father is always on business trips. Most of the time, she lives with her grandma. She said, "Grandma is the most important person in my life." She was interested when she saw this event on WeChat. She wanted to learn more health information about elderly people and also to meet someone who is interested in taking care of family. The event started with few small icebreaker activities. After a small video about why a complete medication list for the elderly is important in preventing overmedication and adverse drug reaction. The host introduced a simple, useful, accurate tool, which is this diary, that helps people to prepare a complete medication list for their grandparents every time they visit doctors. So the most common mistake in preparing the medication list is that people cannot locate the correct information from the pill box or medical history book. This is often due to the unclear naming traditions. The diary solves this problem by providing detailed instructions on how to accurately find useful medication information from any pill box and medical history box. As required by the event, Yao brought her grandma's medical history book. That was her first time learning that complete medication information, including clinical diagnosis, date, pill name, chemical name, dosage, frequency, content, and company name. During the exercises, she realized that health products such as green tea, cranberry pills, and flaxseed oil can potentially have negative effects on some medicines. These health products are natural blood thinners, and taking them would compromise the medication for heart disease. The event had significantly increased Yao's awareness on the issue. After she went home, she sat with her grandma to learn about her grandma's current medication. She also decided to take her grandma to recheck with doctors and ensure there is no risk of overmedication and adverse drug reaction. With the diary, the doctor found her grandma's daily medication of high blood pressure has drug reactions with another heart disease medicine. Taking these two together at the same time increased the risk of slow heartbeats. And both of them are common medications for high blood pressure and heart disease. So the most obvious impact of this event was the increased awareness on the risk of overmedication that their grandparents are facing. Yifan mentioned after the event, "I used to think that old people taking lots of medicine was normal, but now I realize that it could also be overmedication. It is nothing but a form of slow suicide." Another impact of this event is the interaction between young family members and the grandparents. It enhances the bond between the two generations. As Ying said, "Although my grandparents and I don't live together, so I can't take care of them every day. But now, I really want to spend time with them when next time they visit the doctors." The event not only lowers the risk of overmedication for the elderly patients, it also provided a chance for their grandparents to enjoy some family time with their grandchildren. The diary is also designed for doctors' need for clearer patient's history and better diagnosis. Dr. Zhang said, "If family members do this diary carefully, they will better understand their grandparents' diseases and the medications. Also, they will help me to make better decisions." Thoughtful Single One has more than 5,000 members in China, and hosting an offline event monthly in different cities around China is a visible star. For this event, 37 people joined it, and all of them were very engaging in discussing this topic. So every person has 4 grandparents, which means, at most, this intervention will benefit 148 elderly patients. In the future, these offline events will get more and more people involved, and the drug and supplement diary will help more and more elderly patients. Caregiving isn't easy. It is fraught with many obstacles. But having said that, it is also one of the most rewarding things a person can do. So for our beloved grandparents, thank you.